What's going on, guys? So today we have a 5th generation iPod video, 30 gigabytes. And a person sent me this and just said it needs to work. So let's see what we got. Power her on. Okay. She's booting. Oop. Let's plug in the power. She's about dead. There we go. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. Stop. Stay. Okay. Alright, let's plug her in. Let's see what we got. Music, artists. Bob Seger. Got the night moves. My dad was a big Bob Seger fan. Just that motherfucker. Yeah, sorry. Headphones both work. Play, pause work. Next works. Previous works. Menu works. And the hold switch works. I'm gonna check my notes with them. Hang on. Okay, actually, yeah, they did say something about it. It was just the dead battery, and they wanted me to check the rest of the iPod over just to make sure everything else was working. So, looks like just a battery replacement, and make sure everything else works, which I just checked it all out. Everything looks good. Let's check the hard drive while we're at it. We do that by pressing menu plus center, holding menu plus center until it reboots like that. Then immediately you press left plus center until the screen goes white, like that. Then you release. Then you got menu for manual test. And then you have, we got to go down to I/O, hard drive, HD smart data. We're just doing the smart test. We're looking for pending and reallocated sectors. The 85 and 1 pending. I mean, that's really not that bad. I mean, everything also seems to be working at this point. And out of all of the drives that, out of the iPod drives, like 30 gigabyte drive always has just been more resilient. I don't know if it's because it's a lower discount. I really don't know the answer to that, but that's just what I've seen over the years is these 30 gigabyte drives seem to hold up way better than, the like any drives from like the 6th or the 7th generation. Anyways, all right, let's reboot this thing. Let's get into it and just replace the battery. It'll be a very quick video, I'm thinking. All right, let's get into this thing. Back out just a little bit. Okay, find a spot between the front and the rear case. Press down, releasing the clips. The 5th generation is extremely easy to open, unlike the 6th and 7th generations. Very simple to open, that's it. Okay, so if you've seen my videos before, you know exactly what I'm going to say next. You want to resist the temptation to open this thing like a book, because what you have running here, the battery, and here, battery cable, to the battery connector on the motherboard. What can happen if you open this thing up, you can put tension on this and you can rip the battery connector off the motherboard. Ask me how I know. And I ask probably at least, I don't know, I'd say 3 or 4 people in my messages a week. Always a lot of accidents ripping this off on accident. So what you want to do is you want to take spudger, hold down on the battery connector, take a pair of tweezers, pull up on the battery cable. Now you can open it like a book. And on this generation specifically, on this 5th generation, the adhesive for the battery runs here and here. It does not touch the hold switch like the 6th and 7th generations. We need to take a little bit more care with those models, but with this one, you can just pry it up, and you are good to go. And make sure you guys recycle your electronics responsibly. Make sure this stuff does not end up in our landfills. Please and thank you. And I already have a replacement here. I was somewhat prepared. How about that? Let's get all this bent the way it needs to be. There we go. And just get that straightened out. There we go. So the next thing we need to do is we need to raise the battery connector. Zoom in there a little bit. Okay, so you take your spudger and you hold down on the white part there, and then you take a paperclip tool and just run it along the back side until you hear that click. That one. Okay, now that is raised, we can take our battery. I like to just set it right here. I don't do the adhesive because it's pressure fit. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to bounce. It's not going to rattle. And if I need to get into it again to, do a repair or replace the headphone jack, then that's one less thing that I really have to deal with. So we're kind of future-proofing here in a way. I'm sure somebody can tell me that it's absolutely necessary, but I've been doing this for 15 years and it's never done anything, and I just don't care. So anyways, seat the battery cable into the connector. Close the battery connector. And let's see what we got. Power on, power on. Here we go. Showing some life, good. So we got half the battery left, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to plug her in for just a little bit, make sure that the battery does take charge, make sure everything works there in that regards. So we'll check in maybe an hour or so and see where we're at. So see you guys in a sec. All right, let's see where we're at. Yep, everything seems to be working as it should. Let's get her put back together, test everything else out, make sure it all works again. That's where it needs to be. Good. All right, and then we just close her up. Actually, I skipped a step. I'm supposed to check this thing before we close it up. It's early. And this one's super easy to open, so if we got to open it again, we got to open it again. Whatever. Alrighty, what do we got? Go back. Okay. Play pause works. Next works. Previous works. Menu works. Hold switch works. Alright. There we go. Another one back working. Thanks guys for dropping by, checking it out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Drop a comment down below. We'll catch you on the next one.